G'day everyone, welcome back to the Unknown Worlds YouTube channel, and g'day everyone, welcome back to NS2HD. If that's where you happen to be watching on either of these channels, I have today RadicaL vs Hard.Day. This is an ENSL Season 2 Finals match between two very good teams, and they have just started, so good timing on the start of the record. 3 skulks going south towards Computer Lab, and one of them has split off into Crossroads, where we're probably going to get first blood between LevSteel and JB Twist, both of them looking pretty cautious. Actually, we have some blood being spilled over the ventilation, where Flex and Seiko are trying to raise the extractor, while Stefan and Wob are trying to stop them. So, I've just jumped in this match. I've got to get my commentator on right now. We've started off with a Crag Hive from the Alien side, pretty standard out of these competitive teams. And on the Marine side, we have nothing crazy going on. We got no cheese in this game. Flex and Seiko have successfully pushed down into sub-access. They're going to grab the extractor there. This match being live cast by Red Dog on twitch.tv/RedDogTV. So this is a non-live cast, but Red Dog is casting it live, and you can go check out his version of the cast on twitch.tv/RedDogTV and go down to the videos on demand section. Alien's currently sitting on one harvester with one growing. Second harvester is up now in Computer Lab, being guarded by back. The Marines, though, are on 4 extractors with one being constructed in, it looks like, up in Atrium, as Seiko and Flex have made it all the way around to Computer Lab. Seiko and Flex have been the capping team for the Marine side this game down the south side of the map, and they've made it all the way around without dying. They've got plenty of ammunition. It looks like Flex is not really trying to join the combat here. He's more watching the rear. Doesn't want this two-man team to get ambushed. And here comes a skulk from behind. So great sense, great spider sense from Flex. Note the way one of them covering the vent, the other one getting into the vent. Actually, I should have brought you the first person perspective of Seiko there. Flex avenging his mate who was killed in that ventilation shaft. I'm not liking the fact the aliens haven't been able to take Crevice, and in fact the Marine side have dropped an extractor on Crevice. Neither side taking a second tech point yet. Of course, you would not expect a second Marine tech point at this early stage of the game at 2 minutes 16 seconds, but the aliens would like to have a second hive on the way, or at least have the tech point starting to be secure for that second hive, and that's not happening. RadicaL is really dominating the map in the early stages of this game. They have so many extractors down, 5 extractors. Let's take a look at the resource graph. You can see here on the team resource graph the fact this Marine side of the graph is going to get higher and higher and higher relative to the alien one, and that's not unusual, but what is unusual is just the huge difference between the Marine and alien sides of that graph. Now LevSteel and Flex putting pressure on this Computer Lab harvester. I really feel like this is where this match, where the momentum of this match is going to be decided. If the Marines are able to hold the aliens here, they don't even have to kill Computer Lab. If they can just hold them, prevent any pressure on sub-access, they're going to be in an excellent position. Here comes the alien push with the Gorge back in the center, and using his heal spray to not only keep the skulks at high health, but also do damage to the Marines. So very good play there from back, Snellelephant and Wob. And the aliens have successfully pushed in sub-access. That's the break they needed. Unfortunately, the same pressure has not been able to be exerted on Crevice. Malga hiding in the vents, while Alan and Draco get that extractor up. 5 extractors still for the Marine side. It could be 4 very soon. A little bit of combat in ventilation as Wob tries to cut off the counter from LevSteel and his mate in ventilation. Snellelephant left with plenty of time to destroy the extractor. We have pressure inside alien spawn right now. Multiple Marines trying to shut down the alien harvester, which would be deadly for the alien side. Again, sitting on 2 harvesters, not good. They haven't lost the harvesters though, which is good. It's only the Marine side that's lost 4 extractors. The aliens have lost no harvesters. Despite that heavy extractor loss count though, the Marines definitely in a very secure team resource position now relative to the aliens. Hard.Day may be able to break out into Crevice right now. They will have to spread the infestation. The Siths only extending into Summit Reception right now. Heavy combat in Crossroads. Drifters coming in, drifter placement crucial in these competitive games. The drifters placed for scouting purposes. We have one in Crossroads, one on the eastern side of Computer Lab, and another one moving through to... Nope, he's just going to chill in Computer Lab. Okay. Marines rebuilding sub-access. Snellelephant might have something to say about that, and Wob coming from behind. This is going to be intense combat. LevSteel has seen both skulks now. He's gonna have his work cut out for him. The Marine Command is dropping plenty of med packs to try and keep him alive. Not enough health points per second to out DPS, damage per second, those skulks. And positioning a drifter in sub-axis as well to spot any Marines that do come in here, as Flex RadicaL is doing right now. There's combat in Crossroads as well, and combat in Atrium, and my voice is so dead. I've had a little bit of a throat tickle for the last few days, and now trying to cast alone on it is a little bit intense. Malga's going to shut down Atrium. Tech on the alien side, we have a carapace shell hiding somewhere here. There it is, hiding it behind that control panel. Big combat in Computer Lab right now. Flex and Alan are the only ones left. Let's take a look at Alan's perspective there. Before he goes down, he was trying to take down that Harvester 26%. He was ignoring the aliens around him, and there is a critical point at which it's good to just pump all your bullets into the Harvester rather than engage on the aliens. Unfortunately for RadicaL, they hadn't quite reached that point yet, and the Harvester is just fine. Extractor in Crossroads and sub-axis under attack, so good pressure on the extractors from the alien team. Of course, the Marine team has had the early game, they've had the extractors all to themselves in the early game. They've taken so many resource points. Let's take another look at the team resource graph. The Marines have gathered over 240 resources, the aliens only about 120. So a huge disparity there, twice the resources going to the Marine side. Hard.Day doing a good job of fighting down extractors now, but I fear the damage may already have been done. We have gorge tunnels just starting now, 10% there. Will allow extra mobility for this alien team across the map. Seiko and Malga duking it out in Atrium. Malga trying to get a parasite in there to improve his tactical awareness. And RadicaL are holding Crossroads, but the lurk in the form of Snellelephant has something to say about that. One lurk from Hard.Day, so they're definitely not feeling too desperate. If they were feeling very desperate, they would go double lurk. Looks like we're going to be having a little bit of smack talk on the text chat at the moment. Back has his work cut out for him here as there are 4 Marines closing in. Let's take a look at his perspective. He will get attacked here, and he's desperately trying to get as many hit points into that Harvester as he can before it goes down. It is going to go down. So 4 Marines converging on that alien location, and I feel that could be a really big blow against the alien team. They've already been struggling in resources this game. They have 75 team resources in the bank right now. That's plenty for a hive drop. They could lose their hive extractor as well here. Flight control. There's the wave spawn. Can these skulks get in here fast enough? There's the pause, waiting till they've got the numbers. They do have the numbers now, and they will be able to save that Harvester. They are going to need a new gorge. Back is down. The Hydra's in Computer Lab still up, and the Crag. Well, one Hydra still up in Computer Lab, and the Crag now down. That Crag will be crucial in allowing the aliens to retake this area, but they just don't want to have to spend resources on Harvesters at the moment. Although, seeing as they don't have a second tech point available, they're really not going to be spending resources on anything else. Slowly pushing out to Atrium. What I want to see is what the Marines will be doing with all this res. They have armor level 2 on the way right now, which is going to increase the number of skulk bikes it takes to take down these lightly armored Marines. They have weapons level 1, welders and mines, so no hugely game-changing tech. There's shotguns though. Shotguns just started. They're on 20% at the moment. Shotguns could change things up. Let's take a look at the kills. The kill graph actually favoring the aliens right now, with just over 20 kills for the aliens and just under 20 kills for the Marines. And that kill graph is actually telling you the story of how the aliens are able to push out. They're pushing out to Atrium right now, and they're pushing south towards sub-access. They've dropped the second hive now in sub-access, and the kill graph is showing you how they've been able to do that. Of course, it just bumped up, almost negating my argument. But my argument is valid, I tell you. Because the aliens were able to get a couple of kills, they were able to get a little bit more map control, push out a little bit as the Marines took the time to respawn. But with shotguns coming out of the field, so coming back to the original point I was trying to make is that the shotguns out of the field is probably going to turn that tide. It's probably going to mean the Marines can get a lot of victories in the 1v1s and 2v2s, and that's going to allow them to push back the alien expansion. And that alien expansion is looking very tenuous up into Atrium. The cysts are up there, but there's no aliens there, and in fact, pressure right now inside the alien hive. This Harvester not good. That's a crucial oversight by the Gorge on the alien side. That Harvester is now dead in flight control, and the alien resource situation is going to get even more desperate. Even if the second hive in sub-access does go up, the amount of resources available to get second tier upgrades, such as maybe adding celerity to the mix, is going to be very limited. and it's not going to allow this alien team much room to maneuver against a Marine team that is increasing its tech level every second. Shotguns are out now. I bet you we'll see a bunch of Marines roving around with shotguns very, very soon. No Marines on the Marine side on the RadicaL team currently have shotguns, but there's Alan buying one right now, and he's running out of base, running out of data core with his shotgun, and no doubt he'll be using that to great effect very soon. These competitive players are surgeons with shotguns, and they're not like players like you or me, average pubbers, that'll need 3 or 4 shots to land a good hit with a shotty. These guys will hit first time every time, and it's going to be devastating for the Skulks. It could be hugely devastating for the Lurk. If the Lurk is caught unawares, the huge hitbox provided by those flapping wings can mean that a shotgunner can land some big hits. Weapons level 2 is on the way, which is going to make it possible to almost one-shot those Lurks. So with a couple of rifle bullets from your buddies, it's going to go down. Seiko pressuring into Atrium, where Malga is holding the fort, although it's a Marine fort, because the Marines have the resource point, that extractor holding there, and now Marine pressure onto Computer Lab Harvester again. The Marines may have lost more extractors than the aliens have harvesters in this game, but the devil is in the details. The aliens have been collecting vastly less resources than the Marines have, meaning that a single harvester loss is a lot more marginally destructive to the alien team than a single extractor loss is for the Marine team. The Marines calling for ammunition there from their commander, which is Nexon, in Computer Lab. They're getting restocked. The hive in sub-access is complete. There's no sign of a fade though on Hard.Day, on the Hard.Day side. M. Thesaurus could be a fade very soon, so could Malga, but the shotguns are going to be pressuring into the sub-access hive soon. The reason the second hive is crucial for the fade is the fade's going to want blink. But this second hive is now under huge amounts of pressure. There's no blink being researched at the moment. Weapons level 2 is just completed, and there are now 4 Marines inside this hive. There's only 1 Lurk now to defend. This is a very dangerous situation for the Marine side, for the alien side, sorry. Welders being used by these Marines to restore their teammate, their armor to full strength. Do that in a pub game and will seriously improve your chances of victory. There's the fade. Who is that fade? I might have missed him in the egg. It's Malga. The Marines desperately trying to kill that fade, because if they do, they'll be in a seriously good place. Malga using a lot of Shadow Step, and there's spikes by the Marine commander, actually spikes being dropped in the lower right of your screen to just mess with the Marine positioning there. If you put the spikes in the middle of the Marine squad, they're no longer able to cover each other from cross positions, so great work there from the alien commander, which is back. And I don't know how I missed Malga going fade there. He must have been an egg when I was analyzing the resources on the alien side. He's now out on the field, could turn the tables a little bit. I think he's very, very good. He doesn't have Blink though. Blink has just been started, so he's going to be dangerous, but not too dangerous for these Marines with shotgun. Without Blink to get you out of trouble, Shadow Step can fall short against shotguns. RadicaL's Seiko is pushing around the northern end of the map right now, putting pressure on Crevice. The aliens with 4 harvesters up right now are actually looking surprisingly strong in this instance, but the long-term resource picture for them not so great. You can see that they're about 60% of the total Marine resource gather. They want to be up at about 80% to be even, and with Seiko killing this harvester, that could get even worse. Malga having to retreat, really only a single shot with a couple of glancing shots into him, but those shotguns with weapons level 2 are so dangerous. Phase gates on the way now, so late phase from the Marine side, but they really didn't need them in the early game. They were exercising such massive map control by getting a lot of kills and holding their fort extractors very well, holding back from engagements rather than pushing in, holding in the long corridors rather than pushing in and getting killed. That's what allowed this Marine team to exert map control in the early game without phase gates, but now they're going to have phase gates, and I bet you they'll drop one in Atrium and possibly one in Crossroads as well to maintain control of both those tech points. Then we can see a second tech point, although the Marine extractor situation right now is actually not very good. They have 2 extractors up with 1 under construction. Now with 3 fades on the field, Hard.Day could be really turning this game around. So it was a Marine dominated game up until about the 10-minute mark, but the shotguns came out And the Marines perhaps unable to execute as much pressure as they would have liked with those shotguns. They were unable to kill the sub-access hive. Malga appearing as a fade combined with some great spike use by the commander and conservative use of the lurk allowed the aliens to hold sub-access. And now these 3 fades are just running rampant all over the map. They have blink, they have carapace. They do not have a movement upgrade yet, but I'm sure we'll see celerity soon. With 4 harvesters, it's not going to take very long. The power's out in Crossroads, and a 3-man Marine squad is going to engage these fades. This is 3 Marines with shotguns versus 3 fades. So this is a very interesting battle here with the power out. The Marines having to use their flashlights. And I apologize, I went to the wrong player there. I was looking to go to Alan Seco at Live Steal, and I accidentally went to Flex. Beacon as the fades attack the arms lab. Oh my goodness, these 3 fades are just running amok all over this map. They're pressuring everything. This is outstanding play. They're just blinking around to whatever the easy targets are and making mincemeat of all these Marines. They're not bothering to engage the Marine squads that are moving out with shotguns. The Marines don't have enough resources to drop phase gates to increase their map mobility, and the mobility of these fades is just off the hook. Marines unable to do much about this at the moment. And RadicaL has just GG'd. So they could feel what we could feel there as viewers, and RadicaL has taken this match unexpected. If you were to look at the first 8 minutes of the game, you wouldn't have expected that. But Hard.Day with outstanding play to pull it back. Really outstanding play to come from 2 harvesters in the early game to pull out that win. Very, very well played. So a great back and forth game there. It could have gone either way, and people will say that about a lot of games, but that game was truly a great example of a team having it for the first 8 or 9 minutes, and then the other team really pulling it out, changing the game up, mixing things up, changing the course of play, and in the end there, Hard.Day comes out with a win. So stay tuned, going to bring you game number 2 very soon.